Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
We're stuffed with turkey and we're full of ham. Pies and sides are all in our guts, oh man. Thanksgiving's come and gone, but
What?
the market is on Markout Mania. Saturday mornings for Markout Mania. Markout Mania. James, Zeus, and Dro are marking out for some Starrcade, out for Survivor Series, and whatever else we want to mark out for Markout Mania. Markout Mania. Markout Mania.
Oh,
Markout Mania. Dang it, James.
Sorry. I was trying to make out what you were saying. I was like, what?
You need the lyrics. I said,
the Texas to me so I can sing along.
We're
He's going on the next supercut or no?
Yeah, we're stuffed with turkey and we're full of ham. Pies and sides are all in our guts. Oh man!
Oh, that's what you said. Okay, I was like, "What the hell did you say?" I was like, "What is this?"
Not a usual, song lyric.
No.
Hey, wait a second. Welcome everyone to the Mark Out Gobble Mania.
Oh, what is up, people? What's going on? I hope everyone is having a happy Thanksgiving weekend. I hope everything was good. I hope you're knee deep in leftovers. I hope everybody's happy and healthy and staying safe, people. Boys, how the hell are you?
Good.
How was everyone's Thanksgiving?
I took a break from Thanksgiving this year. I usually
smart move.
And I'd also made like 16 quarts of Chango.
Oh Jesus. Yeah.
So I'm still eating Chango.
I should look good when because I saw the post you did on Insta. I was like, damn, that looks kind of good. Yeah. I was getting ready to hit you up. Like, I should have Zeus fucking ship me some of that shit. That looks good.
Right? I mean, when you break it all down, when you make so much of it, it comes out, really to the good. I mean, I made a whole lot. I made like 16 quarts for like $35.
You can't go wrong for that.
No,
that's awesome, man. You can't go wrong at all.
That's with sausage and chicken and all those vegetables and
all that sausage looked good. I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah,
that's right. Everybody else have turkey? Good stuff.
Yes. Yeah, I had a little bit of turkey. I'm not a big turkey fan, but I had a little bit of turkey. I had a lot of pumpkin pie, though. I will say that. It was a diabetic's wet dream. Let me tell you. Okay. I was like, pumpkin pie. I grabbed the pie and I grabbed the fork and I said, I don't know what all y'all eating. I'm eating this. So
I have not had any pumpkin pie this year. That's sad.
That was the first time I had pumpkin pie in 5 years.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and homemade too, homemade pie. But nice. legit. I stuffed my face.
How was Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving
for you, Pedro.
Thanksgiving was fine. I had the turkey, the ham, the dressing, all that stuff.
All the congealed gravy.
All the that's the leftovers. Like when you have leftovers and you pull out the turkey and stuff, and there's like the gravy's turned into like jelly or gelatin.
Oh. Which for a lot of people is not a huge deal because there's similar to the cranberry sauce.
Hey, shout out to YYH in the chat room.
Double Y, double H, Y2H2. Thanks for exiting and coming right back. Good job. Oh, man.
Yeah. So
Thanksgiving is the time of year where, as we were growing up, it was Starrcade night,
Yeah. Yes, it was.
And then Vince and his, infinite wisdom of taking other people's ideas and dates and times. He hijacked Thanksgiving and started Survivor Series, which was a ripoff of War Games. So
Yeah. Not only did he have his own Survivor Series last week, but he's having War Games next week. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, is it next week?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's going to be good.
Yeah.
Are your boys in that, James?
Yep. UE. Yep. Undisputed Era going to beat the shit out of Pat McAdoosh.
What is Pat McAfee? What is the name of his group? Don't they have a name? I keep missing.
I think they call it like the crew or the threat. I don't know what they call some bullshit name. It's like really generic, but I guess that's the whole point of it. The friends or the group or some shit. It's call some stupid shit like that.
Let me see if I can find it.
Let
me see.
I have to say this about Pat McAdoosh. He's a real natural heel.
Yeah. He should have gotten to wrestling much sooner because he's a natural at it in a way.
Yeah, but I remember growing up, like you were saying, Zeus, it was always Starrcade for me, and then we had Survivor Series, and then we had the most outrageous, stupidest thing ever in the history of pro wrestling with the gobbledygooker.
Oh my goodness!
And
that was Hector, right?
So
was it?
That was Hector under the hood, right?
It was
Armando.
Yeah.
I know it was one of the Guerreros. I don't remember which one it was. Hector Armando.
Let me look it up. It's 1990. I know that, so let me look it up.
That was horrible. Fucking poor Mean Gene.
Well,
But that was when we had the great Ric Flair in his prime, man.
Oh yeah,
that's when he was the baddest man on the planet, huh?
Hector Guerrero played a gobbledygooker.
Hector Guerrero. Okay, yeah, I was right. Hector. Yeah.
And so we had, the Starrcade. The first year was, Flair for the gold.
Mm-hmm.
Ric Flair going for his second NWA World Title over Harley Race. It was
that was a great match too.
It really that cemented it for, Jim Crockett. That they were able to do a massive super card, especially on a big holiday, here in the South. I mean, where you got 16,000 fans to come out and pay to watch wrestling on a Thanksgiving night. I mean, that was a big deal. It really showed.
That was the first big one at Greensboro, right?
Well, it was the first annual Super Show.
Right. They've had shows at Greensboro before, but that was the first big one, right?
Well, like I said, that was the first big annual because earlier that year had been. I think. It was earlier that year was Slaughter and Kernodle against Steamboat and Youngblood that that gridlocked the city.
Right. That's right. Yeah.
So, that was kind of the litmus test for Starrcade. It's like, if people will come out, in droves for, a hot feud like that, which is still, it was still a tag team feud. That showed how good and how much people loved Steamboat and Youngblood and how much they hated Slaughter and Kernodle.
Yeah.
So that first Starrcade, I think the only matches I think I really remember are, besides Ric Flair and Harley Race, are the tag team title match.
Right, cage match, Briscoes against Steamboat and Youngblood. Steamboat and Youngblood won their 5th NWA World Title.
And then the Roddy Piper, Greg Valentine dog collar match.
That was the infamous match. Yeah. I remember about the Flair race match. It wasn't so much the match itself, but when they did the overhead camera view, right?
Yeah.
All you saw was the blood across the NWA logo in the middle of the ring. That was so awesome. I was like, wow, that just looks great. It just looks good, you know.
And former NWA World Champion Gene Kiniski was the special referee for
The
this.
referee, that's right. Yeah, that's
And
right.
he was not a a hometown guy. He wasn't a local legend. I mean, they could have picked other guys, that had a better connection to the Carolinas to be special referee. But because Harley was complaining about everything leading up into that match. But other matches were like Carlos Colon and Abdullah the Butcher had one of their typical crazy WWC matches, which that's kind of a forgotten match because of I don't think it was all that spectacular, but it was part of that united front of the NWA to try to showcase as many territories as possible. So that was one. I believe Jimmy Valiant had a match and as well.
The Boogie Woogie Man.
And it might have been against Paul Jones's Army, and I believe Maniac Mark Lewin came out to the ring, the Purple Haze with the Purple
Haze.
Yeah.
I remember watching him with Kevin Sullivan in Florida Championship Wrestling. They used to beat the shit out of Dusty Rhodes. Oh.
Yeah. I'm pulling the card up. It says the Assassins with Paul Jones defeated Rufus R. Jones and Bugsy McGraw.
Freight Train Jones.
Rufus R. Freight Train Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Sullivan and Mark Lewin defeated Scott McGee and Johnny Weaver.
Oh my God, Scott McGee! I remember him.
Abdullah the Butcher defeated Carlos Colon. Bob Orton Jr. and Dick Slater defeated Mark Youngblood and Wahoo McDaniel. It says Charlie Brown, but it's Jimmy Valiant defeated the Great Kabuki.
Right.
And then Kabuki, oh my God. Valentine and Piper, yeah. That was brutal.
And for a long time, I thought I remembered that was for the U.S. title. It wasn't.
Really?
Yeah.
There was no belt on the line?
No, because they'd never had the U.S. title had never been on the line in a kind of a gimmick match like that, and I think the NWA wouldn't sanction it. Because I think at the end, there was some dispute about it all, because I think Piper took the belt with him back to the locker room, but I think the way it came out was it was not for the title, and crazily enough, Valentine and Piper both left shortly, not too long after.
Ended up in WWF, and then it's actually funny you said that. It's because I remember they were on one of those the kayfabe talk shows in WWE back then. And like Buddy Rogers was actually hosting, and they said, "Oh yeah, these two men, Greg Valentine and Piper, had history, but that was then, and they're friends now." I was like, "What? Who made this shit up?" I was like, "What happened?"
Right.
I was like, "He made him go deaf. Now all of a sudden they're friends?" No. I was so mad at that.
But I mean, Valentine was the natural. He was a heel. He was a heel in WWF. He floated around a lot more, I think, than people remember too. Because him
I always liked Valentine. He was good. I always liked Valentine.
Flair were a good tag team.
Yeah, they were.
I wasn't as jazzed about Valentine.
I liked him. He was good.
Oh, Greg, did y'all say Greg Valentine?
Yeah. Man, I
like Greg Valentine. He was.
He was the Ric Flair bootleg. He was the bootleg Flair. You know,
Yeah.
he had the robes. He did the face fall. He did the figure four. You know, he did that elbow drop was hot. You know.
Yeah, I really like when him and Ron Garvin would stiff the fuck out of each other.
I just can't
Later in
stand
the
Ronnie
evening.
Garvin. Ugh.
Oh, but those two just stiffed the shit out of each other. Those matches.
Hey,
Were so much fun.
a side note, Pedro, I'm watching your favorite movie right now,
Oh, what's that?
Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
Get some ham.
Shout out to the Kaiju Queen. No,
I was like, Heather's in the chat room.
no, because I'm watching Godzilla.
Yeah.
I like Greg Valentine. He has some wars with Tito Santana that were really good.
Yeah, for the Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
There's a when him and Brutus Beefcake were the Dream Team.
Yeah.
There's a match between them and Tito Santana and Ricky Steamboat from like Boston Garden. That match is like fantastic. If you've never seen it, you should track it down. It was like,
boy, what a missed opportunity to make a tag team regular.
Yeah.
Right.
Holy shit,
Right?
Tito and Steamboat. I never even thought of that.
That sounds like an awesome
would've been
tag team, doesn't it? I know, right? Doesn't it? It sounds amazing, right?
I mean, Tito was one of the bright spots of WWF. You know, really. I mean, as a really cool. You know, he was a good, fun, believable heel, and you know, when he got the shit beat out of him, you really wanted him to come back and beat the crap out of whoever he was wrestling. You know,
Yeah.
I never had any. I never had any real WWF bias against Tito, and I always wanted to see him, elsewhere. You know,
I've always liked Tito Zeus, but I wasn't crazy with him and Marcello at Strike Force. I was like,
no, there's a lot better than Can-Am Connection.
Yo, well, that is true. I'll give you that. That is true.
Why didn't you like the Can-Am Connection?
I don't know. Maybe it's Tom Zing.
That's Zeus's
like,
boy, Pedro. Tom Z. Come on, man. Zeus's boy.
What is that element?
I sounded like Archer there for a second. I don't know. Maybe it was Tom Zing's fault.
And but I remember Tito Santana get into some wars with Magnificent Morocco. They had some brutal matches too.
Oh man! So last night, I was watching the first Survivor Series from 1987,
right?
And Don Morocco in that pay-per-view is like, he is roided to like beyond imagination.
Right, like
that's why they called him the Rock. Yeah,
it's like he's in pain because he can't move his neck because it's that roided up. It's like he can't do anything. He's like, and he's just like he turned into just a block of muscle. Like he's just muscle everywhere, and he can barely move. It's poor guy.
I used to love. He was my favorite wrestler back in the day. That Magnificent Morocco.
Yeah, my sister got me his autograph.
Oh wow!
Yeah, she was a flight attendant for Continental, and they didn't like him asking people for autographs, but she just happened to mention to him because it was him, it was Morocco and Davey Boy Smith and Hercules.
Nice.
Yeah, and you see, they were in coach. And one of the other flight attendants said, you guys are so big, you look, y'all should be wrestlers. And they were like, well, we are wrestlers. And then, my sister just happened to let drop to him that, her little brother was a, huge wrestling fan. So they all signed a cocktail napkin.
That's kind of hot. Why is Morocco in coach? This is not like Fuji Vice style. Come on, Fuji Vice.
It was for the Morton Downey Jr. show.
Oh my God! For real?
Yeah.
I remember that show. That was brutal.
Yep. And yeah, and he signed it in Morocco like the country.
What? For
Yeah.
real? For real?
Why?
Why did he do that?
I don't know, but it's Morrocco is what's
my
on my
God.
napkin.
What an idiot. Probably drunk, trying to be funny.
He might have been a little drunk. Who knows?
Yeah.
So yeah, we were talking about Starrcade. I don't think I've ever seen the second one. And
The Gathering, or was that
the
I think
with
84? Yeah,
is like Ric
84
Flair
had
versus Dusty Rhodes and for the title with Joe Frazier as the
Joe
referee.
Frazier is a special.
Yeah, Joe
referee,
Frazier was a special guest
Yeah,
ref. Yep.
that was the $1 million challenge, right?
Yep.
And then Tully Blanchard versus Ricky Steamboat with the television title on the line. I'm
Yes,
like,
that was.
I need to see that. That sounds good.
Yes,
That's
Yeah.
a good match.
That was Tully's first big event for Crockett, and I think that a lot of people said that's when they knew, how special he was, because everybody in Greensboro was ready to kill him.
I personally think Tully's greatest matches is the I Quit match. That match was incredible. That match was.
Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely one of his best. I mean, that's probably top 3 at the very least.
Him and Magnum CA put on a fucking show, man.
Yeah,
they went at it.
It's a great match, but I think I've told y'all this before. I think I've said this before on the show. A few years ago, I rewatched it, and I just can't unsee the thing of Magnum TA sticking the microphone around his crotch area into Tully Blanchard's face repeatedly. I see it. If you rewatch it, you're gonna see basically the microphone is basically his phallus, and he's shoving it into Tully Blanchard's face repeatedly. I can't unsee it.
That's probably a rib. I'm gonna make you blow me during the match. What?
It's like no wonder Tully's screaming, ah!
and that was the famous line was Tully says, "I never said I quit. I said ah."
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, Starrcade and Survivor Series. I remember growing up because I didn't want to go to I didn't want to go to my family's house because I wanted to watch wrestling. I can't go over there. Why not? You don't understand. I have to watch Starrcade.
Right.
Tape it. No, I don't want to tape it. I don't have any VHS tapes.
The first one was you had to get it on closed circuit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
They that and some of those early.
I saw a couple of NWA shows closed circuit. Yeah, at the Apollo Theater, I saw one of them, and then at the Beacon Theater, I saw the other one. Yeah.
So, okay, how did that work? Because I was too young for that sort of thing. So how did that work?
You go in, it's like watching a movie, but you're watching wrestling.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah, it's like a movie theater setting. And you sit down in your seat, you grab your popcorn or whatever, and like instead of a movie, you're watching wrestling live as it happens.
They had one of the WrestleManias on closed circuit TV. I believe it was in Winston-Salem at the Lawrence Joel Annex. So they had they had it set up kind of like a wrestling event, but without wrestling. It was just a huge, put on a huge movie screen.
I saw 2 NWA shows via closed circuit. One at the Apollo Theater in Harlem, and then the one at Beacon, world famous Beacon Theater in 96 in Broadway. That's the show with Ronnie Garvin versus Ric Flair. I was upset.
I actually liked that match. The
match
between them. I thought it's a fine cage match.
Yeah, whatever.
The one of the things with Garvin that watching a lot of this, older classic stuff, Garvin was chasing Flair for about 3 years before he finally got him.
Yeah, it was a long storyline. It was a bit. It wasn't a main storyline at first, but it was always secondary. But then it came at the promise,
Yeah, because because a lot of people were just like, hey, if Ric Flair's so damn good, then why hasn't he wrestled Ronnie Garvin yet?
Mm-hmm.
So
I always thought Ronnie Garvin couldn't move in the ring.
Man, I think you need to rewatch some of his stuff because
I don't know all the stuff I used to see that he looked like he couldn't move as much, and he just relied on that stupid punch.
Man, you watch him stretch one of those jobbers on TBS for 15 minutes. You'll be like, yeah, you can move.
I think the biggest compliment, or the biggest testimony to Ronnie Garvin being quality is that one AWA pay-per-view where he had the match with Greg Gagne for the television title. It's the best Greg Gagne match you will ever see.
Like Super Clash '88, I think.
Yeah, it's something. It's some Super Clash, but
I was just never a fan of Ronnie Garvin, so I'm like ultra biased right here. So
you're ultra biased and ultra violent. No, I'm just...
Well, yeah, I mean, beat Flair, I was like, yeah, that's believable, and then his title only lasted 5 minutes, and they couldn't even get his name on the belt. Okay.
Do you remember when Tommy Rich beat Flair?
Yeah, that was disgusting.
I mean,
you mean Ray?
Oh, Ray. Sorry. Yeah. I mean, that was more believable than.
How long did he have the belt for? 7 days?
Yeah. Ronnie Garvin had it for 3 months.
3 months, right? Yeah.
But they're getting more into like a TV pay-per-view setup at that point, right?
I was arguing with my friends that Flair needed a vacation. That's why he lost to Ronnie Garvin. I was like, Flair had to go on vacation with his family.
Garvin didn't. He refused to. He refused to lose it right back to Flair.
Look at that. He was doing a Bret Hart before Bret Hart.
Well, the Bret Hart situation is different.
I know, but he didn't want a job. You see?
Yeah, but it's not like he was he was willing to job until he saw Shawn Michaels was not willing to ever do that back to him. So it was a whole different situation.
Not for nothing, Pedro, but if you got another company paying you $2 million a year and you're willing to leave, I don't give a shit. I'll do whatever you want me to do on my way out. Thank you. I'm out. Peace.
But the whole thing is, but the thing is, you got creative control.
True.
And it's a guy you can't fucking stand in real life.
And he was a dick back then. He was a big dick back then. Yeah. Yeah,
I don't
he was.
know if he's ever changed,
just because he found Jesus doesn't mean he's still not a dick, right?
I mean, yeah. I mean,
did you ever watch that? The WWE put out a DVD set where the main thing is they sat Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels down.
Yeah, I have it.
I have it too. And if you watch it, Shawn Michaels never explicitly acknowledges all the shit that he did. He just says, "Yeah, I probably did it."
Yeah.
Well, he still won't explicitly admit to it.
Yeah, I know. His excuses is, I don't remember. I was high.
Yeah, it's not just Bret Hart who says he's done these things. There's like
no, I know. I totally believe that. I have no animosity for Bret, and if I was Bret, I probably did the same thing. But at the same token, you have another guy offering $2 million. Okay, I mean, the whole business is a work. All right, fine. You want to treat me like a dick on my way out? Fine. I'm getting $2 million. I'm getting paid from this guy. I'll just grab the mic and I'll cut a promo on you in WCW. That's all. I mean. But
it wasn't just that. It was he wanted to that match, he wanted to be a fucking DQ finish, and then the next night at Raw he was gonna say goodbye.
Yeah. Well, I can understand Vince's thing only because he saw Alundra Blaze dump the belt on his belt on WCW TV already, so he didn't want to see that again.
But Bret
get
Hart
that.
was never going to do that.
I know. I know.
Bret
But-
Hart was never going to do that. Anyways.
Right. Which that was a Survivor Series, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
97. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
You know, I was curious yesterday. When did the WWF stop having Survivor Series on Thanksgiving? I wasn't sure, so I had to look it up. And 94 was the first time they didn't have it on actual Thanksgiving. They had it on the Wednesday, the night before Thanksgiving. And then
I watched Survivor Series last Sunday. It was pretty good actually.
And then 95 is the first one where it moves to Sundays. Tell us about Survivor Series. I didn't watch it.
It was okay. But as far as I remember, it was pretty good. You know that they actually Raw won everything. You know they beat SmackDown.
And the elimination matches, right?
Yeah.
Which
everything.
is so funny because that's like right now. I mean the way that the way that I see WWE fans talking is that Raw is the B show.
Yeah.
Raw is the B
SmackDown
show.
is on Fox. It has the bigger ratings, so
it has a bigger audience too. Yeah.
Yeah, and all the stuff they're doing with Roman is really hitting with their fans.
Did you see SmackDown last night?
No.
Kevin Owens beat the shit out of Jey Uso with a chair, and then he challenged Roman Reigns at the next pay-per-view.
Wow. That
Beat
sounds
the
good.
shit out of him. He's like, I'm not afraid of you, Roman, as he fucking hit Jey Uso over the head with a chair.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I think, I think you're right, Zeus. Everybody's liking SmackDown, and like the thing that they're doing with Roman is very entertaining. It's very good, Very good.
I'm looking at the results. So Raw won the elimination matches.
Right.
SmackDown won all the champion versus champion matches.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Well, except for the Lashley's and Zayn. Okay, they didn't win that one. Okay, but the SmackDown's tag team champions, Street Profits, beat Raw's tag team champions. That
was actually a very good match. That was a very good match.
Sasha Banks beat Asuka, and Roman
That was a good
Reigns
match.
beat Drew McIntyre.
That was a hell of a match.
I've heard. I want to know about that match because
That was a good match.
I heard a lot of people say it was good, and then I saw. Not trying to bring this up, but I saw, kind of the AEW brigade come in and be like, no, it's not very special at all.
AEW can kiss my entire ass, okay? Fuck those fans. No, it was a good match. And I'd be the first one to bash the WWE match in a heartbeat. It was a good match. I was expecting it to drag. I was expecting it to be, okay, no, these guys went at it. These guys went at it. It was a good match.
So,
was it like 5-star? No, but it was a good match. For two big guys, yeah, it was good.
Sounds like it's worth tracking down.
Yeah, it is. It is definitely worth matching.
And then, and just going back to other, just kind of random thoughts, Starrcade 85, that was a rematch. It was the Dusty and Flair again.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is so good.
What was it called? 85 Starrcade.
I got it right here.
Okay.
Crusher Khrushchev beat Sam Houston for the Mid-Atlantic title.
Sam Houston. Mm.
Yeah. Ron Bass beat Black Bart.
Ah.
Then J.J. Dillon. See, that was when after the Long Riders had split up. Ron Bass and Black Bart had split up, and Ron Bass had turned face.
Yeah, that was like the worst decision ever.
Yeah, and well, I mean, it kind of worked a little bit for a little while, but
Ron Bass is not a face, Zeus.
No, he's not. But he then he beat Black Bart in a bull rope match, Then he got a bull rope match as a reward with Dylan. With
Nice.
Dylan.
Nice.
And he won that handily. Then Buddy Landell beat Terry Taylor. Defended the he won the national title from Terry Taylor.
That's right. I forgot Buddy Landell was the national champion at one point.
I forgot that Terry Taylor was the national champion.
That's what I was thinking.
You know, I remember Buddy being national champion. And this is the Greensboro side results. Magnum TA beat Tully Blanchard in the I Quit Steel Cage match.
Yes, that was my match
for the U.S. title. And then the main event of Greensboro was the Rock and Roll Express winning their second NWA World Tag Team title from Ivan and Nikita Koloff.
Cock and balls.
Yeah. The Omni had the Raging Bull Manny Fernandez defeated Abdullah the Butcher.
Oh.
Superstar Billy Graham defeated the Barbarian in an arm wrestling match. And then they had a singles match, and Billy Graham won that he won both of them by DQ. Then Ole and Arn beat Wahoo McDaniel and Billy Jack Haynes. And that was for they were that was for the national tag team titles. Jimmy Vine with Miss Atlanta Lively defeated the Midnight Express in an Atlanta street fight, and Dusty Rhodes beat Ric Flair for the NWA World Title at Starrcade.
Big Dust.
Big Dust. That was his second world.
That was number 2. Yeah. That was the first time he held the actual big gold belt.
No. This was still 10 pounds of gold. Big gold.
Okay.
At Great American Bash.
Gotcha. Thank you for the correction, Zeus. Gotcha. It's still 10 pounds of gold at this point. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. It's awesome. It's only 85.
85. That's right. My bad. 85. Yeah. Okay. You're right. You know me. I got some timers.
Right. But yeah, I mean that was November 28th, 1985.
I got a question for you guys. What was the card in the Survivor Series with the gobbledygooker? And nobody remembers the rest of the card. Because I don't remember the rest of the card. I just remember the gobbledygooker.
The thing I remember is it's the first. It might be I think they did it another time, but it's the first time in 1990 where they had all the survivors met in a final match at the end of the night. So the people who survived the elimination match,
right?
They moved on to a final elimination match at the end.
1990.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, I said that earlier.
Yeah, the 90.
What was that card?
You had the Warriors, which was Ultimate Warrior, Kerry Von Erich, the Road Warriors, versus the Perfect Team, which was Mr. Perfect and Demolition.
Oh, nice.
Then you had the $1 Million Team, which was, Ted DiBiase, The Undertaker, Greg Valentine, Honky Tonk Man, versus the Dream Team, which was Dusty Rhodes, Bret Hart, Coco Beware, Jim Neidhart, Visionaries, which is Rick Martel, Hercules, Paul Roma, the Warlord, versus the Vipers, Jake Roberts, Jimmy Snuka, Marty Jannetty, Shawn Michaels, the Hulkamaniacs, Hulk Hogan, Big Boss Man, Jim Duggan, Tugboat versus Natural Disasters, which is Barbarian, Dino Bravo, Earthquake, Haku, the Alliance, which is Tito Santana, Nikolai Volkov, Butch. Luke and Butch is what's that thing? The Bushwhackers.
Bushwhackers, yeah.
Versus the Mercenaries, Boris Zukov, Sergeant Slaughter, Sato, and Tanaka, which was the.
Did you say Boris Zukov? Oh my god.
Yeah, Zukov was still there.
Yeah.
He might have left and come back.
I was gonna say how many? Yeah, I was gonna say wasn't he on the AWA back then again? Like how many times he left the AWA too? Like 4 times.
Yeah, but I don't know if AWA was limping pretty bad in
Yeah.
1980.
So then at the end, the survivors are Hulk Hogan, Tito Santana, and the Ultimate Warrior against Hercules, Paul Roma, Rick Martel, Ted DiBiase, and the Warlord.
I always want to see Santana beat up on Hogan.
They never let the good faces against Hogan in WWF.
Yeah, I know. But it would have been fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean Steamboat, Dusty. I mean, any of those guys could have really brought out the heel in Hogan.
Yeah.
Oh, so yesterday I watched the full 1987 Survivor Series. I watched the full thing, the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I saw some of the 1989 one. And one of the things that my brother Larry and I were laughing a lot about this was like how Jesse Ventura is like pulling out his hair because Hulk Hogan is like such a heel in both shows. Okay, he's such a heel. And that 1987 one, he's like such a sore loser. He gets counted out. Bam Bam Bigelow's the last guy left on his team. Bam Bam Bigelow, Andre could barely move, and Bam Bam Bigelow was like making everything look like it was just murder from Andre. And then Andre wins, and Hulk Hogan comes out there, and he's hitting Andre the Giant with the belt and sending him out of the ring. And then he's like, he's doing the whole thing with the music and the posing, and Jesse Ventura's like, this guy lost. Like, why is he posing? Why are they playing his music? And all that stuff. And it's like, he lost. Yeah, why did he attack this dude and all this stuff? And then in 1989, they were like just changing the rules here and there for Hogan. Like someone attacks Hogan, they got disqualified. And they're like, well, why did they get disqualified? They didn't do anything to get disqualified. It's like, they were, Gorilla Monsoon tried to come up with something.
Yeah.
It was
He
like,
had to invent shit, I mean, everybody says that, people look at me funny when I say that Hogan was a fucking heel his entire career,
He was.
and then like and the last match on that 89 one is like the Ultimate Warriors team versus the Heenan family. And Bobby Heenan's like the last guy left. And of course he gets beat by the Ultimate Warrior. And then he's like leaving. He's all beat up. He's like leaving. And the Ultimate Warrior like leaves the ring and purposefully makes a thing to run and knock Bobby Heenan down to the ground on the entrance ramp. And you're like, why is he doing this? Like he's like, this is like a sore winner, like a bully. You're like, what is this? And Jesse Ventura again, he's like, just like, like this. And Gorilla Monsoon's just excusing everything. It's hilarious if you watch it.
It was totally off topic, but yeah. But I'm actually speaking of Jesse Ventura. They're making another Predator movie.
Oh shit!
What?
And supposedly, Arnold Schwarzenegger and his original team going to have a flashback, which includes Ventura.
How's that going to work?
I do not know.
CGI.
I don't know.
CGI. We can smooth the wrinkles.
But yeah, there's a new Predator movie in the makes.
Yeah.
Lord.
Okay.
Damn.
Well, I mean, can't be much worse than the last one.
Yeah, it's supposed to be set during the early 1900s, and they're gonna have like the time. I don't know, time jumps.
What?
Yeah.
How is Arnold Schwarzenegger's character going to be involved if it's in the 1900s?
No, I think it's like a pre-credit scene, and then they're gonna take it back to the like American Indian days and shit like that.
Oh yeah, because people had a lot of luck against the fucking Predators, shoulder cannons.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't. That's what I read. So I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to. Yeah. But you kept saying Jesse Ventura. They kept reminding me.
Just when you thought Aliens versus Predator Requiem was the worst Predator movie of all time.
That movie absolutely fucking. They had the greatest character and fucked it up.
Be that as it may.
The Pred alien, that Pred alien was awesome, and they didn't know what to do with it. They fucked it up. Anyway, okay, I'm sorry, Pedro. My bad. I don't mean to take us off course.
I was doing an aside myself, just about what a heel Hogan was off of what Zeus was saying.
Yeah, Hogan was a dick.
Yeah, I mean it's hilarious when you watch some of that stuff back. Like Jesse Ventura is like the voice of reason. Like, hey, why is he being allowed to do this? And it's like the 1989 one again. Like people are getting disqualified just for like attacking him, like you wouldn't. It's like it's a wrestling match, isn't it? Like, aren't they supposed to be fighting? And it's like you're getting disqualified for doing just because of who you're doing it against. Like, okay,
was it me? Was it me or wasn't Ventura any good at WCW?
Oh, he was good.
Yeah. I mean, he just wanted it to be. He was under the impression they were going to go head to head with Vince, and it was going to be more sports entertainment than pro wrestling. That's what he was. I mean, that's what he's quoted as saying that that I thought that that they brought me in to go because he wasn't there for all that long.
No, he wasn't.
You remember earlier this year, I started a 1992 project, which I did not finish.
Oh, yeah, because it was so much.
Yeah. Well, like watching that stuff, like Ventura was hilarious on commentary a lot of times on the WCW stuff.
I guess I just didn't pick up on it.
There's nothing funnier than one of the most memorable WCW lines, I think, was it was Jesse and I can't remember if it was Jim Ross or Tony Schiavone. And I want to say it was Jim Ross because he was talking about Vader having a Super Bowl ring. And Jesse's like, what are you talking about? He's like, they don't give rings to the losing teams. Vader was on the Rams, And of course, all of that was cleared up years later in Ace Ventura, where we find out that the AFC the conference champions get rings too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's funny. But I thought Starrcade was the show on Thanksgiving, and then came the Survivor Series, and then it kind of went back and forth, But I've always preferred Starrcade.
So Starrcade was on Thanksgiving through 1987, and 1987's when Survivor Series starts. So you have 1 year that they're head to head on Thanksgiving, and that's 1987. And then 1988, Starrcade's in December. And it just started. It doesn't go back to Thanksgiving, right?
It never went back. No, it never went back until they tried to hurt. Till WWE did the Starrcade 3 years ago.
Yeah,
trying to mess with WrestleCade.
And NXT's been doing a lot of these things this year, haven't they? They did Great American Bash.
Yeah,
they did Halloween Havoc. Why don't they let them have Starrcade? If they're gonna
don't fuck it up. Just let it die. Just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Don't fuck it.
Done 3
it's already desecrated.
I know exactly. So why bring it up?
But I mean, they've done 3. They've done 3 since that year. The 2017, 18, and 19.
Mm-hmm.
They did Starrcades. Because the second year was in Chicago. I don't remember where it was last year, but it was like the
first year was in North Carolina, wasn't it?
Yeah, the first year was in 2017. They did it in Greensboro to hurt
It was in Duluth, Georgia. It was in Duluth, Georgia last year.
Last year, yeah.
I couldn't even look at that. I don't remember that.
Let's see. It had The Fiend versus Braun Strowman in a cage match. Roman Reigns versus King Corbin. Randy Orton versus AJ Styles. Ricochet.
Yeah, sounds like Raw. No.
Yeah, it's a bazillion matches on this fucking thing. Was this shown on the network or something?
I don't remember watching
it. Was not.
No, it wasn't. Nope.
A lot of people really wanted to see it too. And I'll tell you the only thing. The only two things
they're saying they broadcast half of it on YouTube and half of it was not on anything. So
right,
okay.
Because the only highlights that happened at the first Starrcade was that, and Charlotte and Dustin both said that, that it was very special to them because Charlotte got to defend the women's title there in Greensboro, where her dad, had stood, and Dustin came out to his WCW music, had one final match, and then and I think Arn Anderson spine busted whoever Bobby Roode was wrestling that night.
Let me see. Bobby Roode defeated Dolph Ziggler with Arn Anderson as special outside enforcer.
See, that's the shit that they need to show.
Yeah. And they showed like little tiny clips,
Right.
Which is crazy. It's like you go to all the trouble to get, have people walking around with cameras and taking footage. It's like,
it seemed like I heard years ago that they actually film everything, like all their house shows and everything.
Everything is filmed. Yeah,
but
it's not.
Like, you could imagine some house. Imagine if they had the house show I went to in '91. If they had it up for watching, I would be like, "Holy shit, I can watch it!" I would totally watch it.
Right. I think that what I heard is that they film everything, especially now because of the network. And if they choose to, they'll work on it in the post. They'll add commentary, add background noise, etc., etc., etc.
Colt Cabana said at one point when he was there, they would let you, they would give you access to any match if you wanted to watch it.
Nice.
But they didn't have, for some reason, they didn't have the Bret Hart versus Tom McGee.
Right. They do now.
Yeah, they do now, thanks to Queen Halitosis.
Yeah, Queen Halitosis.
But yeah, I mean, that's so it's, it's different things and, but, Starrcade 86, part of my MVP championship trivia, questions.
MVP.
The night of the Skywalkers, which was, of course, you had, a Ric Flair main event, world title match, and the theme of the pay-per-view was the tag team match.
That was a scaffold match.
Yeah. Yeah, the Skywalkers match. And, I've said this many times, but, it's a damn miracle that nobody got any more hurt than Jim
Cornette.
Cornette. Yeah. I mean, it's a miracle that, Hawk's up there with a broken, shin bone, and it's like, holy shit. And I mean, when you watch the Road Warriors, hanging from, swinging from the bottom of the scaffolding, and you're like, those two guys had some serious strength in their arms to support their own, body weight like that for that long, kicking the Bobby and Dennis off of that at the end. was crazy nut, type of match.
So I wonder what it was like to be there to watch that live. Like, you probably think somebody could fucking die,
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Like,
sure.
don't fall! Oh my god! No, because that was a long drop.
Yeah, I mean, especially if it was all the way to the floor.
Oh my
god!
I mean, it was just nuts. I mean, that was just one of the worst ideas. I thought it was going to be.
Who booked that, Zeus? Who booked that? That was Owen?
I mean, I want to say it was Dusty.
Oh. How did he talk him into doing that shit?
I don't know, but something somewhere says that something telling my brain that it was the Road Warriors idea.
Really?
But, yeah.
Oh shit!
But, that thing should have been double wide, is what it was. It should have been, two walks wide instead of just like one. Just because they couldn't hardly do anything, with it being so rickety and narrow at the top. Tully Blanchard beat Dusty Rhodes that night for the World TV title in a First Blood match. Lord, Sam Houston defeated Bill Dundee, and he was defending the NWA Central States Heavyweight title.
Oh my god, brutal!
Wahoo
Superstar
McDaniel.
Bill Dundee.
Yeah, Bill Dundee was in Georgia and
Memphis, right? Same time.
Yeah, but I mean he was mostly in Memphis, but he came to Jim Crockett and he came to Georgia, a few times, way back then.
Hold on for a second, Zeus. Hey, Y2H2. I've only seen one episode of Baywatch in my entire life, and you know what? It's the one that had Flair, Hogan, Macho Man, and fucking Vader in it. Or if it was Baywatch, I don't even know it was Baywatch. No, it wasn't Baywatch. Thunder in Paradise. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, Zeus. Go ahead.
They were on Baywatch as well, apparently.
Yeah, I never watched Baywatch.
Wahoo beat Rick Rude in an Indian strap match. Crusher Khrushchev and Ivan Koloff defeated Bobby Jaggers and Dutch Mantel in a no DQ match for the U.S. Tag Team titles. Hector Guerrero and Baron Von Raschke defeated Shaska Watley and the Barbarian.
Shaska Watley. Pistol Pez.
Brad Armstrong wrestled to a draw with Jimmy Garvin. That must have killed Jimmy Garvin to wrestle 15 solid minutes. And Tim Horner and Nelson Royal beat Rocky Kernodle and Don Kernodle. Oh yeah, and the Rock and Roll beat they beat the Wrecking Crew. They beat Ole and Arn that night in the cage match. That was kind of, I remember a lot of people were saying that was kind of one of the one of the kind of the chinks in the Ole getting booted out.
Ole Anderson.
Because he couldn't get him to, he couldn't get him and Arn to the tag team titles.
I remember when I was younger, I was so mad at Ole Anderson for kicking Sting out of the Horseman. I was like, what are you doing, you idiot?
God, such a great fucking promo.
And that was awesome.
Holy shit.
And you remember Sting on the mic? Zeus, he was like,
you talk to whoever you got to do.
And he was like, if this is a swerve. I was like, look at Sting. And then they beat the shit out of it, and then fucking Terry Funk was standing there like an idiot.
Ric Flair, I bought you some time.
Yeah.
I bought you some time. God, that shit was so good.
That was from like Clash of Champions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's where Sting fucks up his ankle later or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But it ended up working out so much better.
Yeah.
You know, it worked
Although
out so much better.
we did get those Lex Luger Ric Flair matches.
Oh yeah, aren't you glad we got
I mean,
those?
But I mean, Sting coming out in the red, white, and blue paint.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, at the Great American Bash, that was just, you know, that was so good.
When I was younger, I remember we really liked those Lex Luger Ric Flair matches from that year when Sting was hurt. We were like, oh, these are awesome matches. And then a few years ago, I rewatched them on the network, and I was like, oh fuck, they're terrible.
Oh, now everybody gets to see what I saw, right? How bad Luger is.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't rewatched their Starrcade match from '88 yet, but I remember liking the Starrcade match. But
you know, the only problem with that one was that, you know, it was so hinged on that that DQ rule being waived for Flair. I think that kind of took away from it. You know, I think that kind of made that.
Let me ask you something about Luger. I always wanted to know this because you know, especially those matches with Flair that you guys were talking about. Well, someone who was such in good shape, why was he always blown up?
Being in good shape doesn't mean you got endurance.
Yeah. True, I get that, but Zeus 5 minutes into it, he was blown up.
A lot of times, yeah, and I mean, you know, the same could be said for a lot of guys. I mean, you know, the Road Warriors, you know, it took them a couple of years to really for them to, you know, start building up their endurance too. But
how can you push a guy to the moon if he can't even last 5 minutes in the fucking ring? So let's recap. We're going to make our own version of Hulk Hogan, but this guy can't wrestle. He can't cut a promo. He can't last 5 minutes in the ring. Nobody likes him. He's an asshole, but he looks good. Okay.
But a lot of things in wrestling and other stuff is about appearance in a way. Like,
it's a lot. I mean, it's, you know.
Yeah, but you got to have something has to grab you. He didn't even have any charisma. Nothing.
Well, yeah, but the crowd responded to him.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking about Michael P.S. Hayes a while back, remember, on this show. And I was mentioning how hot the hottest I can remember the crowd being for Luger outside of when he beat Hogan for the title in whatever year that was, 97, 96, whatever year it was.
97 or 98 maybe.
So outside of that moment, the hottest I can remember the crowd being was that thing where Michael Hayes beat him for the U.S. title, and then he won the title back.
Yeah.
Like that little stretch. So, I mean, it really depends on who is working with someone in a way, that dynamic.
No.
Yeah, because, I mean, they had to do everything they could to try to make people hate Stan Hansen against Lex Luger, because I mean, you know, he came in with a lot of people were like, oh hell yeah, because they remembered, you know, Hansen from him in Georgia, and you know, and a lot of people were, you know, had followed him in AWA and in Japan, and you know, he had a lot of respect and a lot of a lot of people liked him, and he just you know. It was hard to get, you know, I mean, the regulars were going to, you know, pull for Luger regardless, but,
you know what worked in that, in my opinion, Zeus?
What's that?
When Stan Hansen spit the tobacco juice all over Lex Luger's back.
Yes.
That was fucking disgusting.
Yes. That's what it took to get somebody like Stan Hansen crowd heat in 1990. I mean, when Hansen beat Luger with that lariat,
oh yeah,
holy shit! It was like he hit him with a baseball bat across the throat.
I still remember watching I saw that No Holds Barred movie in the theaters. Okay, I saw it in the theaters, and I remember being like, Stan Hansen is in this movie, and the whole thing without the teeny tiny wieners, teeny tiny.
That's a tiny wiener. No, Hesser was the man.
Yeah, Hansen was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
He did regret running over the AWA World Title with his truck.
I don't think he really did. He says he does, but I don't think he does. I don't think he does. I think he'd do it again too.
I tell you, he's somebody I've missed. Both a couple times at WrestleCade. He was there the year before I started going. Actually, I think he. It was sold out, and I waited too long to try to get a ticket. And he was there that year, so that would have been 2015. So, and I think he was supposed to be there like twice since then, and just he couldn't make it for whatever reason. But he's definitely one of the guys I would have liked to have met. I hope we still, maybe in a couple of years, I hope we can go back to doing that. And that reminds me, I forgot to watch the best of.
Apparently, they had a technical issue. Did you at WrestleCade?
Yeah, they're doing it this weekend, right?
Yeah, it was supposed to start last night, and then I don't know how long into it, it got taken down by copyright stuff, and they're like, "But we own the copyrights."
How can that get taken down by copyright if they own it?
They had a tweet about it. Let me see if I can find this.
That's weird. They took down their own stuff because of copyright. That's kind of
said, our live feed for tonight's WrestleCade weekend goes virtual was reported and pulled before match number 4 due to copyright infringement, even though we own the copyright. However, we have worked out the problem and will air tonight's show again on Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Sorry.
Oh, nice.
You think a wrestler didn't give their permission or something? I mean, that's the only thing I can.
I think some asshole from the WWE hit it.
Probably.
Yeah. That could be it. That could be it.
Because they do that to they've done that to a lot of people, that are just they're just like, because copyright, you can't call copyright infringement if you're reviewing something. Like what we do. But they've done that. They've hit people with copyright strikes for just kind of, posting reviews and shit. But
that's stupid.
Yeah. Hey, so speaking of reviews, not really reviews, but James, you watched NXT this week, right?
Yes, I did.
What did you think about NXT?
I thought it was pretty good. I'm excited for Undisputed Era. Because I'm getting hyped up. I thought the ladder match between fucking Pete Dunne and him and Kyle O'Reilly, I thought it was a decent match. You could have got so much more out of it though. But it was a good match. It was a good match.
If it had been a regular match, it would have been even better.
Even better, yeah. Even better.
But it was still pretty good. It was still fun. Yeah, it was good.
And then you had the guy in the stupid mask running, and everybody said, "Oh no, it's not Pat McAfee. He's not here. He's not here. He's in Indianapolis." And fucking Steve Regal was like, "Do I look stupid? Was I born yesterday?" But I mean, I get the storyline, and they got to do it. But okay, it's okay. I'm excited for War Games. It's going to be good. I'm digging Raquel Gonzalez and everything she does. Okay, I just like even her standing in the middle of the ring and just kicking the shit out of somebody is awesome. Okay. Shotzi Blackheart is my new hero, but how about Tony Storm turning fucking heel?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I was. I feel bad. I enjoyed Ember Moon's match, but I can't remember who she was fighting. Was it Candice?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And then
Another note there, Ember Moon has lost like every big match she's had since she's come back to NXT, but she's
killing it in the ring though. She's like,
I know. It's like a shock that they're having her lose all her big matches.
But she looked so good in the ring, and more importantly, she's making other people look good in the ring.
Yeah. The post match, all of Candice's team is out there. Looks like they're gonna beat the shit out of Ember Moon. Then Toni Storm comes to make the save, but then Swerve, she turned on her. I did not see it coming. I'll be honest. For some reason I didn't see Toni Storm turning coming.
She pulled the switcheroo. She turned heel, and then she started beating the shit out of Ember Moon, and then everybody started beating the shit out of Ember Moon. I was like, okay.
And then later, Rhea Ripley was talking about the match with Io Shirai, and then they came out and they had Io Shirai all beat up, and they were attacking Rhea Ripley, and I was like yelling at my TV, like, "Where's Shotzi? Where's Shotzi?"
Yeah, exactly. Nowhere to be found.
She's busy building her new tank or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, man, you need to be out. Like, that's the moment you come out there fighting. Like,
they didn't announce her team yet, right?
No, but I mean, it's obviously going to be Ember Moon, Rhea Ripley, Io Shirai, I imagine.
I mean, you would think so, right?
Yeah.
I mean, unless they put Io in a title match at War Games.
No, I mean, why would Candice's team beat up Io and
True.
She's not going to be involved.
True. I'm just looking forward to Undisputed Era beating the shit out of Pat McAdoosh. I'll be happy with that.
I suspect we'll get that.
Yeah, because you know they're gonna kill it at War Games, you know. But unfortunately, I won't be able to watch it live, so I'm gonna have to wait till I get back from my little trip to watch it.
I always watch it after the fact, so.
Nah, I like watching War Games live, but we'll see what happens.
Oh, what were you gonna say, Zeus?
You guys want to run down on the Best of Super Junior and World Tag League?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely, please.
So, if you'd like to hear the current standings,
go for
it.
Okay, so in the Best of Super Junior, currently there is a three-way tie in first right now with 8 points apiece. Taiji Ishimori, Hiromu Takahashi, and Master fucking Wato.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Now Wato's got a rough his next four matches are rough. He's got to face Bushi, Hiromu, Ishimori, and Sho.
Yeah, that's not a good. That's not happening.
He'll be lucky to pick up 2 more points. Sho, Bushi, and Desperado are all tied for second with 6 points apiece. Taguchi and Robbie Eagles each have 4, and Doki and Yuya Uemura are winless so far. And there's been some really fun matches. Master Wato, you can say what you like about him, but he is trying very hard. He's currently being coached by Tenzan, whether that's more than just a kayfabe type thing. I'm leaning toward it is, because he's using that kind of that Falcon Arrow slam, and he's putting in a lot of effort. And the crowd seems to like Wato pretty good. So, cheers to the charms, Blue Raspberry Blow Pop. Hiromu is he's been fantastic. His match with Yuya the other day was very good. I enjoyed that a lot. Sho versus Desperado is one of my favorite ones of the tournament so far. That was a hell of a match. And and Desperado was talking mad shit after the match in the ring and then in the locker room too. There's some great backstage comments, and you can always watch backstage comments or free stuff on YouTube and New Japan World. And then in World Tag League, we have a 3-way tie at number 1 right now. Shingo Takagi and Sonata, the defending IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr., and Ishii and Yano.
Oh my God, no way.
Each they all have 8 points apiece.
You gotta be shitting me.
I'm not shitting you.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And so there's a huge log jam for second place. There is 5 teams with 6 points. The Guerrillas of Destiny, Evil and Yujiro, Great Khan and Jeff Cobb, Finjuice and Yoshihashi and Goto each have 6. Fale and Chase Owens have 4, and Tanahashi and Hanare, they have 1 win and got 2 points. I was watching it today. Actually, Evil and Yujiro against the Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr. was really good. And so was who was it today? Great Khan and Cobb looked good. Finjuice looked good. I'm not finished with it today. Right now it's it's Sonata and it's Sonata and Shingo against Finjuice.
Nice.
So,
man, James, you and I need to get caught up in this.
Lots of that's an understatement.
I haven't seen any of it.
I saw the opening credits. That was it. I've seen.
So it's been it's been an interesting.
No, I really want to see this with fucking Yano and Ishii up there. Oh my God, I can't believe it. That's something wrong.
And it's funny too because like Yano's a little bit more. He's a little bit more serious about this than he was in the G1.
Oh, wow.
Because he's not trying to take people to the.
I was just about to ask you that. Is he taking everybody up?
he's not taping people up in the against the guardrails and things.
Oh my God.
And then Pedro, you're gonna what are you showcasing this week's on looking at cards?
Looking at cards. I'm going to attempt to do the New Japan collection game.
You guys are hooked on that shit, especially Zeus.
Yeah.
It's a super fun game. Now showing it on the show is a unique like problem. Unique not problem.
Maybe, difficulty.
Yeah, like I have to like take screenshots and make like a slideshow thing. It's not like usually I set up my digital camera. I have that pizza backdrop. I pull the cards out and stuff. I film it. That's easier to do. This I have to make I have to do like almost old school.
It forces you to be creative.
Yes.
That's all.
So, because I'm never creative, I know.
Although I can't watch anything with that pizza background there because it just makes me hungry.
Hey,
you have problems putting down pizza.
The graphic Zeus did this week for the show, the colors all make me think about turkey. It makes you want.
I thought it was
turkey.
how apropos was it? You got the best of Thanksgiving, which is Ric Flair, and the worst of Thanksgiving, which is the gobbledygooker. I mean, like, how perfect is that? You know?
Yeah.
I want to say really fast about. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but NXT UK, they were really good this week. Every match was good on the show.
I gotta watch it.
The Heritage
is
Cup,
that the Cup Finals? It's the Cup Finals this week, right? Okay.
The Heritage Cup Final is like really good. So,
A kid.
Versus Trent Seven.
Mm-hmm.
A kid versus Trent Seven is the finals.
Yeah, I'm not A kid.
Yeah. I also want to say really fast. I meant to say this at the beginning, but then I forgot because of the pre-show stuff. Rest in peace, Diego Maradona. He was a huge thing when I was a kid. That 1986 World Cup, it will, just live with me forever because it was a big thing that was going on when I was a kid, going 10 on going on 11 at that time. So he, in my opinion, he's the best player I've ever seen in my lifetime. He's the closest example anyone has of someone single-handedly winning a World Cup. No one has literally done that, but he's the closest example you have to someone doing that, which is a 1986 World Cup. Can't say enough about him. And the 1990 World Cup, he nearly did it again, which was hilarious because the Argentina in 86, the team wasn't so great, but he was fantastic and he dragged them to the finals. and then in 1990, the team on paper should have been really fantastic, and yet they were like not playing so great, and he had to again drag them to the finals, but they lost the 1990 finals. But and then the stuff he did with Napoli, I mean, that's the stuff I remember the most club-wise. He won the UEFA Cup with them. He won the Serie A. He won the Coppa Italia. Stuff Napoli never did before Diego Maradona came and dragged them to all that. So, he was just a massive figure. And
he's he's definitely one of those crossover names.
Yeah. He transcended the game.
Yeah,
he dead too young, but if you get hardcore into drugs like that guy get into, it's not a huge surprise, I guess. So
that guy was giving Tony Montana a run for his money, you know what I'm saying?
I had a Pele lunchbox when I was in kindergarten. That was the only other. That was like the first soccer crossover star that I can remember, and that's you're talking like 1976, 77.
Yeah, it was Pele for me too. Because especially when he was on the New York Cosmos.
Yeah,
remember that?
I was gonna say, James, I would imagine for you, because of the Cosmos,
Yeah. So. Yeah, but R.I.P., baby, R.I.P.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's the question is always going to be Pele versus Maradona, and the only thing I'll always say about that is that Pele was surrounded by like fellow best players in the world, every team he had, and then Maradona is someone who always had to drag people to glories. So
we're running this whether you want to or not.
Yeah, like it's a different thing, Different thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's sad to hear when somebody goes like that. How old was he? 60?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing. I mean,
that's young. Yeah. And what? He had a heart attack, right?
Yep.
Jesus.
Don't do drugs. No.
I mean, if you're a wrestling fan, you know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, watching like those old Survivor Series stuff last night, you're just like, they're dead.
Right.
They're dead.
Damn, Pedro.
The whole Warriors team is dead.
Holy shit, that's right.
The the whole Warriors team is dead.
That's right. Kurt Kerry, the Hawk and Animal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Half of the
Ultimate.
perfect team is dead. You know,
I mean, just so many people. Yeah. I mean,
Wow.
there's one thing like Joey Morella was the referee, and I was like, even the referee is dead.
Even the referee, yeah. That was Monsoon's son, right?
Yeah, his adopted son. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's so sad.
I didn't mean to bring the whole thing down.
No, I'm just saying it's sad, you know.
Yeah.
It's sad, you know. It's just sad. It's sad. It just goes to show you that you know that lifestyle at that time is not conducive to living. Because you know it's weird. Because back then a lot of business got done in bars, over drinks, over drugs, you know, over pills, and now a lot of business get done during autograph signings or playing video games or doing YouTube videos or Twitch channels and stuff like that. So it's a different culture now these days, you know. It just goes to show you that the business had to change, because otherwise there wouldn't have been one.
Yeah, technology changed. I mean, I mean that's what prompted everything was technology.
Yeah, because you know, like half these guys ain't getting shit faced till 6 o'clock in the morning in the bars no more, or pilled up or coked up, and now everybody's huddled up in a hotel room while playing video games till 4 in the morning, you know.
Yeah. Even Charlie Sheen had to take lessons from Ric Flair.
Woo! Winning. No, it's not winning. It's wooing. Woo!
Right. Only Ric Flair can do that much cocaine.
Oh my god!
Have a 1 hour fucking Broadway match with some local guy. Drive 4 hours to another town. Do the nighttime show at that. And get drunk and have sex with 8 women until he's got to get up the next morning and leave and go do it all again.
Jesus.
I don't want to say anyone was I don't want to accuse anyone of being high on drugs, but if you watch the Ultimate Warriors promo before the match in the 1989 Survivor Series,
well, you can say that for a lot of guys too. How about Jimmy Snuka? Okay.
Oh,
his promos, his eyes, they were dilated while he's doing promos. Okay.
Watches the promo. It's Ultimate Warrior, the Rockers, and Jim Neidhart before the 1989 Survivor Series match. It's the last match on that show. Watch that promo. Watch the Warrior's eyes. Watch the way he's acting. Watch everyone else's reactions. Like the body language around him is pretty interesting.
Boy, it's amazing all the drugs these guys took. I would have died 7 times over if that was me. Jesus. No sleep, on the road, high, drunk, sex. I mean, it sounds like a good time, but Jesus.
So, Zeus, you got anything going on?
Nothing really big at the moment. No, just trying to make it through the day, hitting up rehabs and getting my shoulder back to where it needs to be and all that good stuff.
Enjoying that Chongo or?
Oh yeah, man. Bowl a day, right, Zeus? There you go.
That should look good on this. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, look at all those sausages. I'm like, holy shit, that looks good.
that soup looks amazing.
It does. It did. Yeah, it does.
Oh, we're gonna have to go get the soup from Zeus and then go get the ice cream and the churros.
Yeah, and the churros. Yeah.
Lucha Libre churros and ice cream.
Yeah.
Then we can talk about Lucha Libre there, like it's a secret, secret club because nobody else.
Do you know who Art Barr was?
Do you know who El Santo was? Because
Yeah, right.
I'm getting the feeling that you don't.
How about Mil Mascaras? Does that ring a bell? How about Nacho Libre? Maybe.
Right?
I know what I'm going to be doing today.
There's a. Oh, go ahead.
No. I'm sorry, sis. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say there's a new movie on, I think it's on Hulu. It's called Low Life, and it's about a retired luchador, El Monstro, and he's like working for a thug or a gangster. It's a really weird, twisted movie.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
James, you got anything going on?
Well, I'm gonna step into my DeLorean and I'm gonna go back in time 30 years because I'll be outside today. My brand new roller skates. I'm gonna be skating up and down in my neighborhood.
Oh God, please be careful.
I'm gonna bust my ass and I'm gonna love every minute of it. It's I don't know if you want to call it a midlife crisis or if you want to call it, I just want to get all this shit in there before my heart gives out. But I've gotten back into roller skating again, so Amazon's been very nice to me. So I got pads, I got bags, I got wheels, I got elbow pads, wrist guards, knee guards, I got outdoor wheels, indoor wheels, stoppers, I got the skates, I'm ready to rock and roll, baby. So I'm gonna bust my ass. Yeah, why not? And then I'll be doing the show next week live from Delray Beach. I'll be down by Miami area. So
nice.
So it should be fun doing the show live from the beach. So I'm looking forward to that. But first I have a rematch with the geriatrics at cardiac rehab. So I'm hoping to get my shots in. But other than that, it's all good.
Well, that sounds like a plan.
I'll be eating lots of pizza.
Yeah, pizza it up. We'll see everyone next week. Hopefully, I should have the 4th episode of Crap Talk with Bean up sometime in this next week. I didn't have time to edit it together this week, but So everyone, take care. Have a good time. Stay safe. Wear your mask. Wash your hands.
Wait, that should be a Pedro song. Wear your mask and wash your hands.
Wear your mask and wash your hands.
There you go. Woo! Go outside and walk your dog. All right.
Pick up the crab.
Everybody have a good weekend. Thanks to Double Y, Double H for hanging out in the chat with us. You guys take care. Stay safe. Peace.
Adios.